doesn't mean to be underground. It means you gotta be free to be underground. Yo, you got your own key when you're underground. If you're listening to me, yo, you underground.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Connected with Cari here on Jess TV, Jess FM, the underground radio C platforms on YouTube and on Facebook and Instagram and all the places. We are also live streaming through Roku TV 101 app. As I always say, it's never a secret. Go to your big, beautiful Roku TVs. You can download the 101 app and scroll for Jess TV on there. Not only do you get to see my beautiful face, big and live going on, but you also get to watch the other creators that are on there and the other radio show hosts. And there's also movies during the week as well. So we're not talking like old school, like, oh, I've seen this movie 1,000 times. We're talking like the new stuff going on. So get over there, watch yourself a movie, especially because, as you know, it's been really cloudy and rainy and yucky here in Calgary. We've had a couple nice days. Like we have, but as you know, it's been overcast and kind of yucky. And we just want to get like a blanket and cuddle up, have some popcorn, get our loved ones and just get a blanket and just love it, right? So you can watch TV over there, movies, watch your favorite shows. And also we are live through the NCD television network over in Italy. And I have not said good morning to my folks in Italy in a little while. So good morning over in Italy. It is about like 2 a.m. over there. So I welcome you with your cappuccinos, and it's a beautiful Sunday morning over there. Hopefully it's not raining. So welcome to the show. So this evening, I have a beautiful guest who, you guys all know, over the past couple years, I've had beautiful and amazing women from this 262 book. Deb, she is the initial creator of this book. She got everyone together and said, hey, threw us all in a book and said, let's do something fun and creative, and made this amazing like coffee book table, which is full of amazing creatives and entrepreneurs and all the things. And it's been to the Gifting Lounge, at the Emmys, at the Oscars. It just keeps going across the world. We've got a revised edition that's coming out, or I think it might actually be out now. So my guest, I didn't even want to even bring it up that she was in the book. However, because I've done the group radio shows with Deb, my guest this evening was going to be on one of those shows. She could not make it. So I made an exception and I said, because you have so many cool and amazing things to talk about, I said, why don't you come on solo, do your own show? Because her maybe 5 minutes on our group radio show wasn't enough. I wanted her to be able to hog the spotlight and come on and be with me for, 30, 35 minutes. This incredible lady is multifaceted, is beautiful, and I will welcome her to the show now. Welcome, Liz, to the show.
Hello, I'm so excited to be here and so grateful.
Right? Okay, hold on. Let me do something really fun. I keep playing around with this, but let's do that. Welcome. Should have put that on, but just as I was introducing you, I'm getting better at it, playing around and having some fun with it. So welcome to the
Feel
show.
Free
Anytime. I walk around my living room with the applause and practice. Well, thank you. This Oscar goes to, and I'm like, thank you. No, I'm just kidding.
The spotlight, right?
Right, exactly. Speaking of spotlights, I am going to throw you into the spotlight. I'm going to put you on a solo screen, and I'm going to let you take over and tell my beautiful audience all about yourself, what you do, who you are. Tell us your business, a little bit about how maybe you got into there, your story, whatever you feel like you want to share with the audience this evening. And please take it away.
Thank you so much. So I am Liz Goll Lerner, and I am so excited to be here to share with you I have been a psychotherapist for decades. I'm a transformational coach. I'm an artist, a speaker. I do a lot of tools in my toolbox. So whenever I come to a place or work with people, I use all my tools because you or whomever needs to be served with the best and the highest that I can offer you. So, a couple of ways that I love to share and work with people um, is really helping people create their vision. Like, what is the vision of what they really want to be experiencing in their lives, in the world? And sometimes that means healing a bunch of stuff before they really understand or feel comfortable to really have that power to move forward with that vision. Sometimes they're moving through a transformation or wanting to create a new business or um, changing a relationship. And so having that vision is something to really hold on to, like a pole on a in a subway car that's rocking, right? You have that stability, and that stability is really inside. Um, and I love to help people understand how to be truly present so that they're not reacting to something that just happened or an emotion. They're actually making a choice about if something happened, what they want to do about it, feel about it, say about it, how they want to behave in their lives with it, so that they're always coming from a place of strength and alignment, right? So there are a couple of ways that I do that. Some are people come to me for private coaching. Sometimes they come to my online courses. I have a course called Enlightened Communication Through Luminous Living, which is part of my Enlightened Communication Institute. And that really is about self-talk. And I have this wonderful archetypal system that sounds complicated, but it's so simple. Like we all have these voices in ourselves that might be our champions or our saboteurs, right? Like that voice that's telling you, oh, you don't want to, no, that's not good enough. Or that voice that's saying, yeah, go for it, right? You're fine. And so it's like the protector, the connector, the scribe, because we want to know our history, we want to know what's going on. So there are parts of ourselves that sometimes can run the show, but we want to be actually choosing and helping them always be our champions. And then another part of my Enlightened Communication Institute is my Divorce, Soul, and Thrive, a book that just came out, and a coaching program and course that I run, because when people are making transformation in their relationship and they might have children, we want the healthiest possible way that they can do that. And then another thing I love to do to help people, especially people in business, especially mission-driven businesses that really are doing things to help the planet and humanity, are to help them do that the best way they can through their enlightened communication, right? How do we make our communication really be in alignment, really have some choice, really have some vision, so that we help those clients we have, that we help ourselves move forward, we get rid of the messiness and just really come from the heart and the integrative part of ourselves. So I think that kind of covers it. I also have a clinical practice that is still open. And I just can't wait to get into our conversation. I think I've said way too much.
Way too much
to do.
right? So you have many avenues of what you are doing to help those around you, or help businesses, or just help those in general. What do you think has been, because right now I find everyone is like, oh, they're talking about the year of the fire horse, and like so many different shifts are happening and different changes are going on, like every single day. We are now in June, so it's been almost half a year already gone. But I think from what I read, the year of the fire horse didn't really technically start until about February.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? So what have you found between February and now about many like different, has there been a lot of transformations? Have people been coming to you more because it's the year of the fire horse? Or what have you been finding over the last few months?
So, I know it's the year of the fire horse, but I also know that there's a build up to shift like this,
Okay.
right? A build up to transformation. So that a lot of times people have been working on something. And it's not really, it's moving, but it's not like moving. And
Mm,
what I found since the year changed is that all of a sudden the doorways are open,
okay. So
right?
when you say like stuck,
Mhm.
which ways are people finding being like stuck? Like they're not, like their business isn't moving or things in their personal life? What would you describe?
I think it's across the board, but I think
Okay.
it's always going to come from the self, right? Because a lot of it is about how we're looking at something,
Okay.
right? And
Yeah.
sometimes when you're looking at something through like a particular filter that comes from a particular experience or whatever, there are limitations and we don't see it. We don't see that limitation because we think we're being like super open-minded and oh yeah, I see everything and then I have a great example for that.
Okay.
And then that I just went through.
Perfect.
But like there seems to be a little bit more ease and a lot more energy to push through the doorway, whatever that doorway is. So if it's changing a relationship, or if it's seeing, a different kind of client, or if it's seeing something open up in, oh, I didn't see that as something I could do to earn money. Oh, wow. Like that's a new facet to, what I'm doing already, but wow, that's much more interesting. And there's all this energy behind it and a kind of doorway opening. So the limitations that we might have put on it, like, oh, well, but that's not what I'm doing.
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well,
I'm
maybe.
laughing because this actually just did happen for me too.
Right. Okay, so can I tell you my funny
Oh,
example?
yes, please.
Okay, so I just moved cities, and I um, I picked an apartment that had a like amazing light and amazing like terrace and all this stuff, right? But the problem was it had like zero almost closet space
Mm.
and like really, I don't know who designed this place, but like but like a regular dinner dish size doesn't fit into the kitchen cabinets. Like I'm like, okay, like really? So I went and I looked at like I can't even tell you how many apartments. Like I think I probably looked at 25 or 30 other apartments. Like
Oh, wow.
I knew I knew that
I
there
would have just bought smaller dinner plates. I don't know.
but but like I really wanted I didn't want the hassle, right?
Yeah.
I and I thought, okay, like, will my stuff even fit into this apartment? And so like I blue taped the floor with the furniture to make sure because it's much smaller than my other place. And I thought, okay, so in the end, I picked this one. I picked the one for the energy and the light because that's really what I was after,
Okay. Yeah.
regardless of the problems. And so the first day that I'm unpacking, I'm like so stuck because nothing was going like where it would normally go,
Mm.
right? And I was like, wow, like I'm really stuck. And I thought,
I can't even
what
open
am I
one
going
box.
to do? What am I going to do? And a friend came over and kind of went, oh, I see there's space up there. I see. And all of a sudden they left. And I thought, I am just thinking about this all wrong. Right. And all of a sudden I was like, it doesn't have to go there. It can go there. And this other thing, like, yes, I wanted to have my little great garbage recycling pull out thing that I can't have. And I thought, well, fine, I'll just take the little recycling thing and put it over here in this other, cupboard. And it was like all of a sudden
Yeah.
the gates opened and it was so ridiculous, right? On the one hand, And it was like, wow, like it was just such a great example of you're looking through one filter and you go like this, and all
Mhm.
of a sudden it's a whole other ball game.
Right. It is. It
Right.
is like, well, Dina, I don't know if you caught one of our Shift Happen show, but we talk a little bit about that with, it is like, it's a shift, right? How are you mentally thinking, and when you're in a different
Right.
space or different way of like, okay, you kind of literally have to shift a perspective of going, well, oh, I'm so used to everything in its place at my old place, but now I'm in a new space. And you're like, well, no, it's got to be this way. It's got to be that way. But everyone doesn't realize like moving in itself is a transformation.
Right. And
So
we
that's
want to
already
create something new out of it. Right.
right. So when you change a location, it's an opportunity
That
to just
is
grab
exactly
onto and harness it and go, oh, now I can be so creative,
right.
do my space in a different way. Although like sometimes we may put like cups and things in like whatever sort of certain order in cupboards, like because it kind of makes sense. And usually it's around like a dishwasher or a sink because you
Right.
want to, that does make
And then
sense,
maybe it isn't.
right? But
Maybe it isn't. Right.
yeah, like look at your space. Maybe you don't have the same location of a sink, or even may you not even have a dishwasher. So what do? You change things around, make it work for you. Maybe your fridge is in a different location, so you put things, whatever. So when you, like you said, you open up that opportunity, and I call it an opportunity because it is an
Because it is
opportunity
one.
to change, to
Yeah.
to be like, well, maybe your best friend had it a certain way. Now you can do like they did. Or
Right.
like you said, you had your friend come in and they're like, oh, move it over here, do this, do that.
Well, and the
So
thing was
great.
that they said, I know you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, so we've got community support, we've got changing the filter. So think about it this way. Let's say like that's a small, I mean, for some it's not a major issue, right?
Right.
But let's think about it from a society standpoint, right? Like, okay, so in this frame, this is how it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Well, if that's the limitation, then people's hearts shut down
Mm,
because what it's supposed to be isn't necessarily the freedom that they need to live their life in their way. And
right.
supposed to be automatically makes or that template makes it a right or a wrong, right? I
Yeah.
believe that supposed to, should, never, always are all like very, very red flag words, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That right, that they should not be the words that they should. That it's best if we open our language differently.
Correct.
But like but the idea of saying, "Oh, I have to stay in this relationship because I blah blah committed," or "Oh, I have to stay in this job because not anymore typically, but because I'll get a
Yeah.
pension," or "Oh, I have to wear like the whole thing ages ago of like no white shoes after September, you know,
Right. After Labor Day, it was
Labor Day, right?
nothing white after Labor
Yeah,
Day.
right? You know, and it's like, what about the person who is going to wear white all year round, right?
Right. I know. I'm like, that was my change recently, was getting into, well, I've always loved fashion and it's been kind of ingrained in me here and there, whatever. But for whatever reason, there just was an opportunity to work with somebody, and I have like a pair of leggings that are out. And so I'm collabing well, I have collabed with somebody making a pair of leggings with my logo on it,
Oh, how
and
great.
his logo, and it says "Be Relentless" because I feel like being like, it's called Relentless Lifestyle is his brand. So I'm like, that's what it is for me, whether it's every single situation is relentless. So anyway, so the whole clothing aspect for me has been a thing through the years, just more recently came out. So I'll kind of keep tabs on like the fashion trends.
Right.
Just naturally it happens. And I remember distinctly that whole thing growing up of like no white after Labor Day. And then it was like a fashion seeing white during winter, and I was like, okay, so who's lying here?
Right. And so it's like, wait a minute, this is all like made up. It's made up. So we
Like
can
the
remake it.
status quo of like doing, should be doing this, should be doing that, this, that, whatever, and how it really does make us stuck, even in just a mindset of like even what to wear.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Christmas time, don't you just want to wear a white cozy sweater?
Yeah.
I'm like, why would they have it on the racks if you can't wear them?
Well, and so it's, basically what we're saying is not true. Right.
Right.
I mean, yeah, there are certain things collectively we want to all share as
Yeah.
wisdom, or, how to walk around in the world, but
Yeah.
for safety and respect and, all of that kind of thing. But in terms of how we live our lives and what our choices are, I love does this open my heart? Does this shut my heart? Right? If I'm like, is this something that feels right? Is this something that is depressing my energy for some reason? And what might that be? Right? Like, or, and if I look at it differently, does it change? No. Well, maybe it's not for me.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a different way.
So
right?
people are walking into the office and they're stuck in these ways going, Liz, help me. Why do I feel like I can't wear white? Why do I feel like I'm in this 9-to-5 job that I feel wrong in or stuck in? Why does my plates not fit in my cabinet? Why?
Yeah, right. And was that a question? I kind of I didn't hear the beginning. Like,
well, no, people are just, they're
comes in
walking.
and says that.
Yeah.
then- I mean, I think it's really about going, okay, well, let's understand
Yeah.
why it's feeling the way it's feeling. Right. And what is it that contributes to that? And then what is it that you can envision? What do you really want? And is there, like, it may not be that here's point A and then point B is like right here. It might be that there are some steps, but those steps to get to point B are enlivening steps, or they're steps where, it's like, maybe have to look at something that I didn't want to look at for a minute, but then I get to heal that, or I get to understand it differently, or I get to, have a conversation that I've been wanting to have for 100 years and there wasn't anybody to have it with. Right.
Yeah.
So, I think it's about how do we really find what's in our hearts, and then understand that there is a pathway, and it won't be necessarily the same for everybody. That path.
Right. Getting back to the year of the fire horse.
Yeah.
As many people are like, well, what is that about, or whatever. And kind of like the short of it, everyone sort of knows it's supposed to be a year of abundance and a year of growing forward and a year of, whatever. So I feel like perhaps these are the people that have been coming into your office going, I haven't felt it yet. How come?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. Yeah. I think there's a disconnect. And like, I think that's true for like a lot of things, where it's like, hey, it's supposed to be this way. I'm supposed to feel it like this. Why, when is that happening for me? Right? Why am I not? Why not? Right? And I want it now. And
yes, all the 3-year-olds in us want it now.
exactly. Like, come on.
Here.
Yeah. And I think it's about that abundance doesn't look the same for everyone. Sometimes it's not recognizing the abundance. Sometimes it's not looking around and going, like, really saying, what am I grateful for? Like, do I have things to be grateful for? Am I expecting something to happen just because? like what is my role in it? And that might be for somebody who doesn't let's say go out of their house a lot.
Right.
It might be that they actually go for that walk, right? They actually notice the trees. They actually, make a connection with another person when they're walking their dog, right? And that might be abundance, because it's not what's been happening, right?
Okay.
Or, it might be, I will say though, that what I've noticed is that there does seem to be a bit more ease in the past several months for people who are dedicated, or not even people who are dedicated, just like kind of when somebody's intentional right now, there does seem to be more ease in carrying out the intention.
Okay. So give us an example of that.
Seem to be, it's like somebody, how like at the end of a street, if there's construction or something, there's like the wooden thing, it's like all of a sudden something got finished and that got moved to the side. And it doesn't mean that everything is going to happen all at once or whatever. It's just like, it didn't feel that hard to make that phone call, take that step, have that conversation, go into the office and change something, make that painting, go out for that walk. There's just something a little easier. Excuse me.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense, because I find, and that's what you mean by being stuck. It's when we just don't even recognize that it can actually be like the really small things in our life. I think a lot of us think like, oh, okay, abundance. Well, where's my $1 million? Where's my big mansion? Where's my, exotic car? Where's, because they think abundance that way. But if we actually stop and think about it,
yeah,
where were you a year ago? Where was take your life situation and sit down. What has changed from a year ago? And are you happy about it? Are there changes that you can make within, what did you make in, those changes within that year? Have you made any changes, or what can you change now from now until the next year? Right? Because we often don't realize, oh, well, like you moved. That's abundance in itself, because it has brought you to a very new location, to maybe new connections, to new life experiences. So there's many, many things just brought into one situation just like that.
Exactly.
And that people don't even know that, or like even just the opportunity to move. Exactly. Some people are just stuck where they are.
It's a privilege, right?
Yeah.
It's a privilege to do that. It's a privilege to have a car. It's a privilege to, have fresh water. It's a privilege to have the food we have, right? So if we do, and, it's like, I really love what you said about, where were you a year ago and where are you now? And what is that? Because I think one thing that occurred to me, given when we're talking about the ease part, is that if you're not someplace where you're happy about where you are, well, maybe right now, if being open to the energy that's around us might make it a little easier to make one small change that would make that different. Because all those big changes come from one small change at a time.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, I always compare it to when you want to change your healthier lifestyle, and you're going to the gym and you're like, well, I want to lose so much weight. And it's like, well, it's just a day by day process, step at a time. You're not going to see it overnight. No one's going to drop 100 pounds overnight. Right. Unless like something major happens. They'll lose an arm or a leg, and then there goes 100 pounds. But, but anyway, but But yeah, seriously, like we look at, it's a small process, a day by day of like consistency and going, okay, well, some days we even fall off and that's okay.
Right.
But it's like, where did I come from? Where was I a week ago? Was I eating better a week ago? Yeah, okay. Did I do more walks or something? Yeah, like,
Was it 2 days and, more, 1 day more,
yeah,
it's like, I think also there's about being gentle with ourselves,
right,
like, okay, what is a realistic?
right. So that could be like the communication styles you were talking about, right? The ones that can sabotage us and the ones that can hype us up and go, okay. So take us through that with those scenarios.
So let's say, let me just think about that one. I want to give a good example. That'd be fun. Pick one of them, and I'll pick the archetype, like one of those scenarios that you were.
Well, we can even just go with like losing the weight as we're on that topic anyway.
So let's say that someone wants to lose a considerable amount of weight. And the self-talk that shows up is, it's never worked before. I don't know what, it's just not going to work. I don't like the way I look. I'm never going to be able to wear the clothes I want to wear. I'm not happy with whatever, right? And so that's the saboteur, right? The thing about our negative thoughts or our fears, because those are fears, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll never be able to do it. It's never worked before. How could I possibly, like, all that's being afraid of not doing it, right? So there's always a tiny seed of truth in a fear. It doesn't make it right or real,
Right.
actual for the moment that we're in, but it means that something happened in the past that actually happened, right? And so we're taking that information and we're going, oh, based on that information, this is it, right? But the fact is, that's not it. The fact is that was it.
Right.
And so that experience needs to be able to be in its own time and place, like goodbye, hello, there you are.
Like white pants in the past, not
right?
anymore.
It's not like we're killing it off, but it's part of our history. We need to learn from it, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't make this moment, whatever that thought is, actual, because we have no idea what's going to happen. So what we need, so let's say the protector, that archetype, let's say that's that self-talk voice,
right,
is trying to protect us by saying, oh, they're there. It's not going to happen. It didn't happen before. Let's not go too far. Let's stay small. Let's, no. Beware, right?
Yeah.
Well, if the protector becomes a champion, then that protector is like, let's do the best we can. We don't know what's going to happen. So let's take it day by day. And if something doesn't go right, we have so there's 12 archetypes, right? There's a whole person, right? Yeah. So that voice, the protector, let's say as the saboteur or as the champion, it can say as the champion, hey, if we don't meet the goal we want, we will know how to handle it. We will use our other resources. We will use our own self-resources, or we will use the resources around us to see how to make that better. Right? Because it's an illusion that voice is like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's the rest of us.
And
right?
I could see this whole thing. It's like also painting a picture of like an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Like going through all these situations and going like talking yourself out of your business and what to do through, so this can be for many, many, many situations.
Well, and that's why I have a lot of executive coaching clients and people who have businesses and people in relationship, like the whole gamut, right?
Yeah.
Because we, all of that, it's noise,
Mm-hmm.
and it is not living our lives. In other words, if I'm a business owner, I've had those thoughts in the past, like, oh my God, what do I choose? And is it going to be okay? And what if I make the wrong decision? And is this where I really want to put my money, or all that, right?
Yeah.
But all that does, it's like chatter, it's noise. It doesn't help us make a decision. So one of the things I say to my clients a lot, all kinds of my clients, is worry is not preparation.
Mm.
People feel like it's preparation because they're like, oh, but I'm worried about this, and if I think this through, and no. But worry is not preparation. Worry is anxiety. Worry is worry.
Ah, okay.
Strategic planning, thinking like, okay, let me now take that worry and move it to kind of like the reality of today. Like there's a difference. So can I do one little example thing?
Oh yeah. No, I was just gonna say, because even worry, like I think even for myself, if I worry about something, I will get more information about it so that I'm more prepared, I guess, in that way.
Right. But that
Okay.
is moving worry to strategic action.
Okay. Oh yay me.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Because if I'm
I
worried,
was worried I wasn't doing it right. No, I was kidding.
but if I'm worried and I'm going, okay, and then there's this, and then there's this, and then there's this, and then there's this, that's like, oh my gosh, what am I
Yes,
gonna do? Right. But if it's okay,
Give your example.
right? I'm gonna now, what's on my to-do list?
Yeah.
Action trumps anxiety. Right. Okay. So for example, let's say this is the person, right?
Okay. Yes.
And I have to find things on my desk now.
I
So
love games. Okay.
so here's a feeling. Here's a feeling. You get to see all my junk. Here's a feeling, right?
I have junk to add to it if you want. I have.
Here's a feeling, right?
Yeah.
Feelings are transitory. They're temporal. So if I'm sad, happy, worried, whatever, they're all feelings, right? If I take them off, I'm still here. This is me. This is the person. And so today I've got that feeling and that feeling, and this is hovering around. Okay, well, do I want that feeling? No, I'm going to choose that. I'm just, let me just tune into me, not all the thoughts that are pushing me one way or another, right? So the only thing constant is us, is we are constant, right? The feelings are not. They move, they change, right?
Right.
Because that's where the power is. The power is here. The power is in our ability to go, oh, I'm on a tangent right now.
Put myself on the corner.
Let me take a moment.
I'm out. Yeah.
Let me take a moment. And that's where this quantum presence technique I have comes in, because then it's a method for people to say, okay, I don't want to be doing that. I want to be present so that I actually can see it, or I can actually know that I'm doing that and get present, and then I can choose.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's something that I, every quarter or so, or I haven't decided for this year, but I offer a group training, because I think that's one of the most important things people need to understand. I really think it could change the world, because it's like, if we're dancing in all the chatter, then it's really hard to be right here.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard. And it always feels like everything's happening from the neck up, but that's not where it's at. Because if it's from the neck up, we are not here.
Yeah. Well, and not just that, these days, we have all these outside pressures of work, family, and all that. And then you add on social media.
God, yeah. Yeah.
the noise is consistent.
Yeah.
It's over and over and over again. So
And
with
it's an
all that
illusion.
noise, just to be present in like one moment, it's very hard these days.
Very hard. So much distraction. But that's a decision, right? Are you turning off the notifications on your phone for an hour? Are you not?
Yeah.
What would that do? Right? Would it help create calm?
Yeah.
Right? Or that whole feeling, like I think about kids a lot about that now, and teenagers, and the idea that one, they're forgetting how to have an actual conversation. They don't know, they're not learning because they're not having to. And then the other thing is the illusion, right? Like I used to run a class for parents around, and then for this organization that works with kids to prevent suicide on college campuses. And one of the biggest things was like a kid would sit in their dorm room and look at social media and think that everybody else was having an amazing time, and they are not.
Yes. The good old FOMO, as they say, the
True.
fear of missing out.
Right. But it wasn't true.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it just isn't true. Some of it's true, but a
Yeah.
lot of it isn't. And so this sort of disconnect, right?
Yeah.
So there's not like, how do you go have a moment where you're at peace and you're okay with yourself?
Yeah.
That
A
both
lot of people can't.
real.
Yeah. A lot of people cannot even sit in a room by themselves without something on.
Right.
TV,
Or with a friend,
phone.
even.
Yeah. Can you
Right.
go and have like lunch with a friend without your phone?
Without looking at your phone, right?
Yeah.
Like this is wild. So I had not had I have an Apple Watch now, and I hadn't had an Apple Watch, and I didn't know how to control the settings.
Okay.
And so the first day or the second day I had my watch, I was out with some friends for dinner, and it kept like buzzing, right? And I keep looking, and my friend said,
Yeah, something important.
are you like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh my gosh, like, what am I doing? Like,
Yeah.
it's buzzing. I'm looking. I'm not being polite for one, but also it's like, wow, like it doesn't even register,
Yeah.
right? That you're being distracted, you're being taken away from what you're doing, and you're going somewhere else. And if you're with another human, you're not present to them and they feel it.
Yeah. I think it's also a little bit different. We will wrap up here soon.
Yeah.
It is different when you actually let them know.
Yes.
Like, oh, well, I just got this watch and I really don't know how to turn things
Yeah,
off.
well, I did do that.
Yeah. But for those who are watching and may go, why didn't she just say something? But yeah, that's another situation.
Actually, I said, oh, I just got the watch, and
right. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
But also in any type of a situation, say you are going for lunch with a friend or whatever, that, if there's an emergency, or you can
Yes.
let them know, I'm expecting a phone call or this or that,
Yeah.
whatever. I will try and give you my undivided attention. However, I may, whatever the situation.
Pulled away,
Exactly.
which is different. And yes, we do want to communicate those things.
Right.
Sure.
So communication is huge these days, whether it's just as simple, and even like texting, whatever, like that, like, be intentional, I think, even about those as well. Some people, you can even be very intentional and say, I really enjoy talking with you. However, I need my time from this time to this, whatever. Like I would have my phone on 24/7 basically. And now I have like do not disturb pretty much at like 9 p.m. onwards until like the morning, because I just like,
well, it's healthy.
I need the phone beside me for my alarm. Yes. But I don't want to hear ding, 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 and then be like, oh, is it important or is it this or whatever? Because I want to relax. I want to just go, okay, you know what? Work hours, I will deal with that tomorrow. Unless there's an emergency, fine.
Exactly.
But otherwise, I'm like, no. And I find, even just doing my shows and giving people one-on-one attention, even during my shows, sometimes I get messages.
Sure.
And hilarious. I actually just got one. Like,
Yeah, I just got one while we're talking about it. So.
Exactly. So, and that it just happens and it does draw my attention.
Right.
However, I will also let my guests know because the one Jessie, who runs the Jess FM and he puts the shows out, he will message me through the show sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be like, okay, yeah, your guest needs to speak louder or the lighting or something's happening. So I have sometimes my attention to that, but sometimes I ignore it. And I'm like, I'm too deep in discussion because I want to give my guests their opportunities and their one-on-one and be present and listening. Because otherwise, if I'm seriously not present, this is a very good example. If I'm not present, I will lose my train of thought and I'll be like, oh shit, where were we?
Right.
What were we talking about?
Well, you're a great interviewer.
So I do find I even myself with a one-on-one time, I will sometimes be like, oh crap. So I try not to, as well be in that. And I, even with friends and whatever, I'm very much like, I will try and just not be on my phone or deal with things and go, I learned over years of having a phone that if it's truly important, people will get hold of you and they'll get hold of you over and over and over and over again, or they'll call or whatever. It will be like noticeable. Then you'll be like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
Or, I will say, hey, sorry, I was in a meeting or I was doing this or, I can, and they're like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. No problem. Yeah. So we're all human. We all have other things that we need to be doing, but, for ourselves to be present, to learn, to grow, we need to be here, be now.
Yeah.
And I think that's one important lesson that we need to learn.
Yeah.
Like now. Yeah. That this is the important thing, and that could be blocking us as well. Yeah. As you said, a huge blocker on how we're moving forward in our life, and are we stopping even in just like 5 minutes a day before bed, as people say, and just like, what were you grateful for today?
Exactly.
That's the abundance. What happened today? And then reflect.
3 things.
Thank you for this. Thank you for that. So Liz, thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much for having me. This is so much fun chatting with you.
So fun. And we did a meeting beforehand and we were like, and we're like, well, we should actually be doing the show. So too much fun. It was amazing. But Liz, thank you. Please tell the audience where they can get a hold of you if they would like any of your services.
They can reach me at lives.yourinspiredchoices.com. So yourinspiredchoices.com. And they can go to that website too and, contact me or schedule a time to meet. I do, 20-minute free consults for people. Yeah. And that's probably the best way.
Okay. And
or Facebook or Instagram,
Oh yeah, the usual things.
Yeah. LinkedIn.
So, all the things. So wherever I posted this, she'll be tagged and you can go back and peek at that and go, okay, there's Liz and I can connect with her. So, and then if you have any questions or comments, whatever, you can leave them below and either myself or Liz can get back to you as well, if that's like your easiest way to get a hold of her. And we can go with that. No problem. Other than that, I appreciate you again, Liz, for what you're doing for humanity. We need you.
Well, and what you're doing, because you're bringing all of us to everybody, and people will find what they need, and that's because of you. So
thank you. Well, as I say, when you get connected with Cari, you get connected through the audience and connect with everybody else. So that's what I love it, and I love bringing that joy to everyone. So thank you. You're so very welcome. Okay, with that, have a great night, Liz. I appreciate you.
You.
Okay, good night. Exactly. Well, there we go. Another show in the books. Interesting. How even just communication styles can, they get at us. And no, the inner chatter, all these different little things that we deal with. But, knowing that we can kind of clear that path and knowing a little bit more about abundance, how we can actually bring that in. For those of you who like the fire horse stuff and you're like, yes, this is the year that we're going to be abundant and move forward. Don't forget, with that, there are the little tiny steps that, like, you're not going to get, well, it would be nice if $1 million landed on my lap or a house just bing, but you know, maybe it will happen. Who knows? maybe I shouldn't say no. Maybe I shouldn't be closing that door, right? You never know. Who knows? But don't forget to be grateful for, what you do have. Where did you come from? Look at all these tiny little steps along the way. And if you do need help learning these things, I was going to say these situations, learning how to deal with these situations or having someone guide you through that, connect with Liz. She's amazing. She's absolutely hilarious, I think. So with that, I hope you guys have a great night. And of course, make sure you guys stay connected. If you have any questions, concerns, again, contact us. Thank you. Good night.